Hello everyone. I'm Andy from ThinkMo. I'm teaching CCIE courses now. As of today, I'll share some with you. Technology related to CCNA, CCNP, and CCIE. Our topic today is IPv6 address space and some common IPv6 addresses. First of all, what is IPv6? We've talked about this before. It stands for Internet Protocol version 6. Internet Protocol edition 6. Its presence has eased. IPv4 addresses are insufficient. The second aspect, IPv6 address classification, is involved. And other spatial problems. Here's a diagram of the structure. This is a picture of IPv6 addressing. IPv6 addresses fall into three categories: multicast, unicast, and arbitrary address. The multicast address is now. The assigned address is FF008. This is the multicast address. Because it's in the multicast address. Well, technically it's just multicast. Because IPv6 has no concept of broadcast. Among other things. That's multicast address, and there's a special. This is called address of the requested node. What's the difference between this and a multicast address? Again, it starts with FF. But 104 bits is fixed. The specific application of the requested node. It's also particularly obvious. IPv6 has many uses. So we'll talk about that later. Purpose of the multicast address of the requested node. The next step is unicast. Unicast is more divided. We've talked about special addresses before. Also included in the unicast address. First, look at the unspecified loopback address. There is something wrong with this structure. There should be an address not specified. It's like the 4 zeros in an IPv4 address. So the purpose of this address is not specified. Usually in the case of DHCP. My mainframe doesn't know its own address. But I'm going to encapsulate the data. I can use an unspecified address. Serves as the source address of host. And then we wrap it. This is the case we're talking about. And then there's the loopback address. 128, this is equivalent to an address in IPv4. 127.0.0.1. This address is called the local loopback address. Its main function. It's used to test network cards. Available on this host. To be precise, this network card is effective. Is that it can't issue the card. Which means you can't start with the address we're talking about as the source address of its packets. Or the destination address. This is the loopback address we talked about. Then there is the local link address. In a later chapter, we'll talk about that as well. Local link address. It is mainly used for IPv6 middle routes. The address of the next hop used. So this is my data. In the next send. Where should it be sent first? This is the local link address we mentioned. Global unicast addresses can also be aggregated. It is equivalent to the public IP address of IPv4. It's the only one in the world. So it's like 2001, 2002. That's a segment of 16. The first 16 bits involve 3 FFE. Then there's the local website address. We also call it a unique local address. This unique local address. It is equivalent to the private network IP address in IPv4. It is mainly used in private network environment. In IPv6, the segmentation is clear. Private network addresses can be used only on private networks. The public address is an aggregable global unicast address. Why do we call it uniquely local? Local, as we all know, is local. For example, in an enterprise, the network used is not available. On the public network. This unique local address. The idea of the design is, even if my address is on the private network, it also guarantees its uniqueness. Uniqueness is not just for private networks. It's my own local network. He also looked at the big picture. The global is the global. Also in this global process, even private internet addresses, it also guarantees its uniqueness. Then there are IPv4 compatible addresses. We won't go into too much detail, because now for compatible addresses. Compatible addresses, to be precise. This thing is obsolete. At the beginning of the early transition between IPv4 and IPv6, to achieve compatibility between the two. So you have IPv4 compatible addresses. At the very beginning, it should be called first in IPv4 or an IPv6 address. Then you can play anything else. It can be understood as is. Special global unicast address. It is also divided into local links and can aggregate global unicast addresses. And unique local address. First, let's talk about arbitrary multicast addresses. Actually, we should call it renaming. Its main function is to solve problems like HTTP or some problems with the DNS. So HTTP or DNS or something like that. So what's going on here? In general, we now find that it is when in a different place. For example, go to Baidu's IP address. The resolved address is not the same. Then an arbitrary address means the same address. In today's internet environment. In today's network environment. For example, visit Baidu. If it resolves to a different address. In a different location. Which means it has multiple addresses. They're deployed in different areas. The corresponding own server. That's what we call a node. In this case, any broadcast address can change what kind of problem. You just need to apply this one address. It's all over the place. All you need to do is apply one address. We've seen it before. Take dynamic routing protocols. OSPF, ISASIS in these routing protocols. OSPF involves parsing based on the shortest path. In other words, access nearby. There is no loop. Any broadcast address in the fundamental sense. That solved the problem. If you want to know more about it, arbitrary broadcast address, you can go to the corresponding manual or through my account. I can give you some relevant information. But one thing to be careful of. The Anycast address is not currently in use. And then this graph in the back is about of address space. This picture is more accurate. The leading bit of the first unicast address. That's what we're talking about. The bits 0 and 1 in binary. We've already covered this. Let's take a look at it. The first group of 16 has a range of 2000. That's this paragraph, 3. It was assigned. And then the only local unicast address is this segment. The first 7 bits are fixed. 6 ones. The X in the back stands for the back. This digit could be any number. Next comes the link local unicast address. We've seen this before. If you need to know, you can look at it in the last video. Multicast addresses, there are also some special addresses. It's about unicast addresses. Some special address in there. I won't go into too much detail in this address space. So let's see. Common IPv6 addresses. It is node local and link local. Node local address. This is only valid for local nodes. It is also very dainty. Respectively are aimed at the fourth in the first hexadecimal group. That's an IPv6 address. The fourth form of expression makes the difference. if it's the only one. It means local to the node. If there is only two, it means link local. Node local is only for this node. I just can't get the network card out. For link local, a common one is FF02. It can also be written as FF0201. Read the previous one about IPv6 addresses. Represents the method of the video. You should have known. Why can I write FF0201? Where represents all consecutive zeros. It is the multicast address that represents all nodes. In other words, on all the links that are connected to it, or the same network segment. These hosts are in a network segment. Can be received using such an address. For the message, as long as the packet is sent to this address, it can be received. This is local to all the nodes we mentioned. It is different from the multicast address of all nodes and the multicast addresses of all the routers. It's a little bit smaller. It's specific to the router. There are some restrictions. The next step is to request the multicast address of the node. We'll do that in a future video. We'll talk about what it does and how it gets there. And then there's OSPF. In IPv4, 5, 6, nothing has changed up front. So in IPv4, OSPF is both 24.0.0.5, 24.0, 0.6. It corresponds to the range of multicast addresses. It didn't change too much. Or continue. Nothing but. Prefix use the multicast prefix of an IPv6 address. Then there is the address of the FF02 used for the router. It is the PIM protocol. It is mainly used in the multicast environment. That's all about us in this issue. Space of the IPv6 address. And the introduction of some common IPv6 addresses. That's all for today. If there are any other skills you would like to learn, feel free to leave a comment or send me a private message. If you're interested in what I'm talking about, hope to like and subscribe more. Thank you. See you next time.